m'appelle Rochelle. Bienvenue sur ma chaîne. Je prends le français. So today I'm going to be reviewing Le Petit Dragon. It is a book by Fingtam languages, and it is an excellent book, and I'm very excited to review this book for you all. So let's just do a little bit of background. The author's name is Aaron, and he is a polyglot. He speaks a zillion languages, English of course, Spanish, French, Esperanto, and I believe he is currently learning Thai. And also he has a degree in linguistics, so he knows a little bit about languages. Now I do have some notes with me. I want to make sure that I don't forget anything. So I pre-ordered this book on Amazon, and I was set to get it on April 5th. And like clockwork, it came April 5th at midnight, right on time. I was so excited to read it. And this book is beginner to intermediate. And there are 3 sections. There's beginner, lower intermediate, and upper intermediate. And each level builds upon itself. Now the story is the same in each level. The story is the same, but it gets progressively more challenging, and the plot of the story gets deeper in each section. And also each level has more and more words, so it builds your vocabulary each time that you read it. The book is currently available in English, Spanish, French, Thai, and Tokipona. I love saying that word, Tokipona. It's so much fun. Alright, so let's get into my thoughts on this book. The author encourages you to read each level until you are proficient enough and then move on to the next level. So there's 3 levels, and you want to make sure that you understand level 1 very well before you move on to level 2 and level 3, which is very helpful. So what I did is I read level 1 out loud to myself first. And then after that, I used the 2 audio links that come. So the first audio link is in a more slower pace. And so I read the book along with the native speaker. And then after that, I went and listened to the faster paced audio link. It's read at more of a faster native tone, which was really helpful to me. It really helped with my pronunciation. I really appreciated the audio link that was being read slower. I was able to hear so many words so clearly. We all know that compared to the English language, the French language, it's a little faster. It's not so much that they speak fast, it's just we're not used to listening to a language that fast, or at least I'm not. So it was really helpful to be able to have an audio link that just kind of slows down the French language pace just a little bit. I really also appreciated the faster paced link because it's how native French speakers really do speak. And I really want to get to a point where I can listen to the faster audio and just pick up every single word, but I'll get there someday. So those audio links were extremely helpful. Now, after I listened to the audio links, I went through the book again, and then I wrote down any words that I had a hard time pronouncing. So after I had read the book out loud and then I listened to the audio link, there were some words that I really needed help pronouncing them. For example, in level 1, there's a word, now I can't say it. Évidemment. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. I'll put it up here what it's supposed to be, but I think it's évidemment. Yeah, there we go. Évidemment. That's the word. I believe it means obviously. But anyway, after hearing that word being said by the native speaker in the audio link, and then I read it out loud myself, my pronunciation was not matching. And so I was able to work on that word, really sound it out, and I believe it's I can't say it now. Oh my goodness, évidemment. There it is. Say it 10 times. Évidemment. That is the way you say the word. But anyway, that is why the audio links are so helpful, because you can go and listen to them over and over again until you have it down pat. And so I made a list of words that I had kind of a hard time pronouncing, and I listened to the audio links over and over again, and I sounded those words out until I was able to pronounce those words, which is extremely helpful. Okay, so let's move on to level 2. Level 2, I did pretty much the same thing. I read it out loud to myself, and then after I read it out loud, I made another list of words that I wanted to pronounce better and to practice and to work on. And then after a day or so, I moved on to level 3. Now, I will say that level 2 and level 3, which are the intermediate levels, they don't have audio links with them. But it's okay. I was able to go on to Google Translate. So any words that I really needed to know how they sound, or really work on the pronunciation of those words, I would put them into Google Translate and I would listen to the words that way, so I can really understand how they're supposed to be pronounced. So yeah, that I did that for level 2 and 3. Now, level 3 was definitely a challenge. There were a ton of new words in level 3 that they were new words to me, which was awesome because it helped me to build my vocabulary. So level 1, just going back, level 1 was a breeze. It really was. I went through it really well. Level 2, there were a few words that, I had to look up like how to pronounce them and what they meant and things like that. But level 3, that was a challenge, but it was a good challenge and it was a welcome challenge, and I really enjoyed it. So now I will talk about things that I liked in the book. So there's some really cool features in this book. One of the many features in this book is when I highlighted a word, I was able to look at a Wikipedia link, a Google Translate link, and I was able to download a dictionary in French, which was so amazing. And what I liked about that was you really didn't have to leave the book to get the understanding. So like if you highlight a word that you didn't know, there's all these resources that pop up and will tell you the definition of each word as you go along, which is so amazing. Also, another thing I enjoyed are the illustrations. I put a picture of the book at the beginning of this video. The dragon on the book is so adorable. I don't know who illustrated this book, but the dragon is just like so cute. And the illustrations in the book is really, really well done. So I really like that. Let's see what else. I have notes. So also the ebook has notebooks and flashcards. I haven't used the flashcard feature, but the notebook is so good. It's really, really good. There's an area for you to keep all of your highlighted notes, your bookmarks. It's so convenient. It's just kind of a place to go and look at all of the notes that you've made. The font size is fantastic. There's also a question and answer section at the end of each level. This is just invaluable. I really like it because it helps you to really understand it. It's like, yes, you can read the book, but did you really understand the book? So at the end of each level, there's a question and answer section where there's questions, and it's up to you to be able to come up with those answers. And if you can come up with the answers, then that means that you understood what you just read. That is like such a cool thing. All right, what else? Oh, and there is a glossary at the end of each level. So if there's any words that you didn't understand, you can just go and look. There's a glossary at the back of each lesson. So it's really neat. There's so many great features in this book. You really just have to go and get it yourself to just see all of the good things about this book. Also, what I like about the glossary is that there's phrases and things like that in the glossary that are explained. So it's really, really nice, and it helps with vocabulary, which is the purpose of reading. It really does help with vocabulary. So as I mentioned before, there are 2 audio links that come with this book. One is read in a more slower pace, and then one is read at a faster native pace, which is really, really helpful. And so these links really help with my pronunciation. So let's go on to the next section of this video, and I'm going to talk about a few things I would have liked for this book to have. So there's only a couple of things I would do to improve this book. There's really not much because it's awesome, but I wasn't able to click on the audio links, but I reached out to Aaron, who's the author, and he says that there was some sort of problem with the uploading. So, you know, that's not on him. But the thing is, it's not really even a problem, because all you have to do is copy and paste the link into your browser and you can watch the YouTube video. So I don't know if this is something that'll be fixed by the time this video goes out, but in my copy, I'm not able to just click the link. Instead, I have to copy and paste it, which is like not even a big deal at all. So yeah, not even a big deal. The only thing I would change is that on levels 2 and 3, there are no audio links. And I would love, 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 love to have had audio links with level 2 and level 3. That's it. Because there's, like I mentioned before, it's the same story throughout the book, but the story gets progressively more challenging. So there's new words being added to each level. So level 2 and level 3 definitely has more and more vocabulary in it that I wasn't familiar with in terms of pronouncing those words. A lot of those words were new to me. So it would have been great if I could have had a audio link done by a native speaker so I could hear level 2 and level 3 being read. But it was fine. Like I said before, if there was a word that I didn't know how to pronounce very well, I just went to Google Translate, put it in, and heard the pronunciation of it. So it was totally fine. It's not like a super, super big deal. But yeah, I mean, that's really like the only thing I can say is that I would have liked audio links for level 2 and level 3. That's it. So my major dislike of this book is that there's only one book. Like, I need 10 of these books. I hope that he's coming out with more of these books. I really do. I am just enjoying reading. I like reading short stories. I like reading ebooks, and this one was great. And so yeah, I think that's really the only thing that the author can do differently is to make more of them. He needs to make like 10 more of these books because they're awesome. I really, really enjoy it. So what's the last thing I'm talking about? Oh, so I'm just going to talk about a few more things that I would like to add. So I'm going to leave a link to Fingtam Languages in the description box below. He has a YouTube channel which is extremely helpful with any language that you are learning. He has some really good content on his YouTube channel, so I will leave a link in the description box below. And he's done a few videos talking about this book, so if there's anything I've missed or anything that needs to be added, go check out his channel. He definitely discusses these books a lot more than what I have. And also, he did a live stream a couple of days ago, and he said that the paperback version of these books are coming soon, so that's exciting. And I'm sure if you follow him on YouTube or Instagram, I'm sure you'll get updated when those paperback books are coming. So yeah, just to wrap it all up, this is a really great story. I really enjoyed it. The story was simple but intriguing, and I was able to envision the story in my head as I was able to read it. And the best thing of all is that I was able to pick up more vocabulary. I have definitely learned a lot of new words, and I will definitely be listening to the level 1 audio links again and again. And also I will be reading levels 1 through 3 out loud to myself, just kind of keep it going. So another thing in this book is that the author said that he reached out to YouTuber and fellow polyglot Kevin Fingtam, I believe that's how you say it. He is a native French speaker. And I say that because I think it's so awesome that he collaborated with native speakers to make sure that this book is accurate and wonderful. And I just really do think that was a good touch for him to reach out and work with and collaborate with native speakers. So overall, the book is amazing. The story is delightful. I highly recommend it. Merci d'avoir regardé mon vidéo. S'il vous plaît, aimez et vous abonnez. À la prochaine!